All it takes is a single moment to get inspired. A singular moment of inspiration can change your life. And that is exactly what happened to Tim Duncan. From a dreamer to an NBA Hall of Famer and one of the greatest American professional basketball players. Tim Duncan always knew he was going to be great because he decided to be very early on. But the realization came amidst tragedy. In 1989, Duncan barely survived Hurricane Hugo in the Virgin Islands. The hurricane took with it the only Olympic-sized swimming pool in their town. This was the thing about Duncan. He always wanted to be a swimmer, just like his elder sister, but fate had other plans. After retracting from swimming in the ocean because of a fear of sharks, Duncan turned to basketball. And since that day, he never looked back. This is the inspiring journey of Tim Duncan. Watch the full video as we uncover the true story behind the All-Star. Timothy Theodore. Duncan was born to immigrants from Anguilla who settled in the Virgin Islands. His mother was a lone midwife while his father was a mason. Duncan is the youngest of 4 talented siblings. His eldest sister was champion swimmer, and the younger sister swam for the U.S. Virgin Islands at the 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul. His brother is a film director. Duncan wanted to follow in his sister's footsteps, become a champion swimmer just like them. Duncan was training to go to the 1992 Olympic Games, but fate had other plans. Hurricane Hugo that hit the Virgin Islands destroyed everything, including the only professional swimming pool in the area. Duncan was then forced to train in ocean water, but he feared sharks. Unable to move forward, Duncan decided to stop swimming. Duncan was lost, and above all else, a day before his birthday, his mom passed away from breast cancer. On his mother's deathbed, Duncan promised his mother he would complete college. Later, his brother-in-law persuaded him to try our basketball. In the start, Duncan was awkward and slow to the game, but if one thing was for sure, he was a fast learner. His size made him awkward at first, but he quickly overcame it to become a standout for the St. Dunstan's Episcopal High School, averaging 25 points per game as a senior. Duncan's performance caught the eye of Dave Odom, basketball coach of Wake Forest University. But something unusual happened. When Odom met Duncan, he found him inattentive. But despite this, Odom recognized talent. Duncan decided to join Wake Forest University. This marked the beginning of Duncan's collegiate career. Duncan struggled initially. Over time, he got better and better. His play style was characterized by low-post moves, mid-range bank shots, and strong defense. On the side, Duncan pursued a degree in psychology. By 1994-95, Duncan became one of the top NBA prospects but chose to stay in school despite the NBA's rookie salary cap plan. Keeping his promise to his late mother, Duncan rocketed in his college basketball career and won many awards. But despite attempts to make him enter the NBA draft, Duncan continued to pursue his education. He led his college team to a 97-31 win-loss record and became the all-time leading shot blocker in ACC history at the time. After finally earning his college degree in psychology, Duncan entered the 1997 NBA draft and was later inducted into the Wake Forest Sports Hall of Fame in 2009. It all started with the 1997 draft. The San Antonio Spurs drafted Duncan with the first overall pick. At that time, little did everyone know that this draft pick would prove to be a franchise-changing decision. Just at the start, Duncan formed a formidable front-court duo with David Robinson. They came to be known as the Twin Towers because of their height. Their defensive prowess near the basket earned them a reputation as one of the best front-court tandems in NBA history. Duncan had almost an immediate impact on the team. He averaged 21.1 points, 11.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.5 blocks per game, and was named to the All-NBA First Team and the NBA All-Defensive Second Team. He was even crowned as the NBA Rookie of the Season. By 1998-99, Duncan was already leading the Spurs to their first-ever NBA championship. The first final marked the beginning of a highly successful era for the team. Duncan was named NBA Finals Most Valuable Player. After this, they just kept coming. Duncan was named MVP in 2002 and 2003, becoming one of only 2 Spurs players in history to earn this honor. In 2003, Duncan took the Spurs to their second NBA championship. Here, Duncan again claimed the NBA Finals MVP award. It seemed Duncan was unstoppable. The Spurs took home 2 more NBA championships in 2005 and 2007, with Duncan playing a central role in their success. These championships solidified his legacy as one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history. Statistically speaking, Duncan was a scoreboard tiger. He was Spurs' all-time leader in points scored and games played. Spurs coach Popovich used to say, "I've got Tim and you don't. That's the difference." With a great high comes a downfall. As great Duncan was, he was human after all. In the 2008-09 season, his performance began to decline. Mid-season Duncan was diagnosed with chronic knee tendinosis. It was the first time since Duncan started playing for Spurs that they were eliminated in playoffs. Tim Duncan was a fighter and he refused to back down. He continued to play despite his advancing age. After facing a few slow seasons, the Spurs rose again with Duncan as their front man. In 2014, Spurs claimed their 5th NBA championship. He is the only player to win NBA championships in 3 different decades. After Duncan, no one else was deemed worthy of the number 21 jersey. San Antonio Spurs retired Tim Duncan's jersey, honoring his contributions to the franchise. Charles Barkley said it best, "I have seen the future, and he wears number 21. Duncan played over 19 seasons for the San Antonio Spurs. His all-time best power forward and low-post moves helped the Spurs garner a dynasty, and that is one simple reason why he is going down in the Hall of Fame. On the international stage, Tim Duncan represented the USA on several occasions. In 1999, Duncan was called up to the Olympic qualifying team. He performed well, averaging 12.7 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game. His contributions helped the team finish with a perfect 10-0 record, earning a qualifying berth for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. At the 2003 FIBA World Championship, Duncan played a significant role, starting in all the games he participated in and averaging 15.6 points, 8.0 rebounds, and 1.56 blocks per game, while shooting an impressive 60.7% from the field. In total, Duncan was a member of 5 USA basketball teams and played in 40 international games. He went from swimming to making history on a basketball court. Tim Duncan was the most quiet yet deadly point forward of all time. He was a threat on both sides of the court. It seemed the bank shot was always open for Duncan. On defense, he was elite, and on offense, he punished his opponents with a diverse set of ability and ball control. His consistency is what made the great Tim Duncan. What is your favorite Tim Duncan moment? If you like this video, subscribe for more.